Hello everyone, welcome to another interview in the Becoming Me series where I'm talking to real everyday women who have real everyday emotions and struggles. But these women have found a real solution to releasing and letting go of all the crap, all the BS mindset, the struggle, the pain of emotions that have been holding them back. So they have nothing stopping them from getting on and living the best life that they can. Today, I'm talking to Stephanie all the way over in WA. Thank you for joining me, Stephanie. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thank you so much for having me.
That's all right. I'm so pleased that you could join me. So, Steph, tell me a bit about you. Tell me how long ago was it that you found Creatrix and what were a couple of your biggest struggles before you found Creatrix?
Yeah, so it was about 2.5 years ago now, and I was struggling quite a bit with my mental state, and I had chronic pain at that point for 5 years, and I felt like it was the pain that was getting me down because it felt like it was chipping away at me. And then when I saw some before and after videos of women that had gone through Creatrix, every before video felt like they were just saying the stuff that I felt. I felt like I felt every negative emotion you possibly could feel. And I felt like almost a fragile little shell. Like I felt like this little egg that was very, very fragile, that if anyone said anything or anything like that, I would just like crumble into a mess. I was very overwhelmed with life.
Yep.
I found to do normal things. Everything was overwhelming. I felt very judged, very different to everybody else, and very worried and anxious all the time.
Okay. And how was that affecting, the people around you as well as how you were living your own life?
Well, it was affecting my relationship quite strongly. I have a husband who I'm so lucky to have found, and we were together. We were together since I was 19, and I didn't have any of this before when we met. So it was like I changed into this person that really I would put on a mask almost to go out into the world.
Yeah.
When I was at home, I would just crumble because I felt safe with him. But it was affecting our relationship because I wasn't this fun, happy person anymore. And I felt very guilty about that. And it was affecting myself because I knew that that wasn't me and I didn't want to be that person. And then I couldn't communicate. I just sort of stopped communicating because all I was doing was communicating bad things. And it was just really yucky. It was just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you try other things? Like what did you do before trying to help yourself?
Yeah. So I was quite pain focused at that point because I thought it was coming from my pain. So I'd done lots of like pain management programs and stuff like that, where they do sort of tell you that it's coming from your mind, like a lot of the time. And so I sort of started to get that idea. So but I did, go to psychology as well, psychologist teams, all that sort of stuff, trying to understand that it was safe for me to move, that, it was okay, that there wasn't something crazy going on in my body. But there was just, I felt like with people that I would speak to about how I felt, I just wouldn't get anywhere. I would feel terrible. I would feel heard and listened to, but there was no outcome. There was nothing that was making me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. So what led you to Creatrix? Was it someone who introduced you or did you just find it scrolling online or?
Well, my story is a little bit different because I actually knew Maz from quite a while back. And we'd sort of lost touch because she was doing something different when I met her, but we had a really nice relationship and she always inspired me.
Yeah.
I still remember the feeling that I got when I was around her, and I sort of followed her on Facebook. I think I was still friends with her and she was just looking for someone to edit some videos for her, and I didn't really know what she was doing. So I put my hand up and I was like, I can help. And so I just saw all these videos of women coming in, and then when they were before and their afters were completely different. And like I said, I was looking at these before videos and I was just like, these are all me. what is this? And I just said to Maz, like, I think I need this. And she was sort of making sure that I knew that, the mindset stuff that she could help me with, but she couldn't guarantee any pain stuff. And I said, well, I've got mindset stuff and I've got pain, 50-50 over here. If I can get one big thing sorted in my mind, I'm going to feel so much better about my life. And so she took me on, and she took me through the process.
And tell us what you felt after, say, one session, the first session, or the second. What did you get rid of? Can you remember? And how did you feel?
Yeah, well, my big one was
it is hard, isn't it, to explain that?
Yeah, well, honestly, because I'd watched a lot of videos and I could see that a lot of the time people would feel amazing straight away. For me, I felt really confused, to be honest. I felt like foggy, and I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah, so
it didn't really go away. So like, I didn't feel obviously confused the whole time, but this level of like calm, because my mind was just going all the time. I couldn't switch it off. It was just full. It was so full, and it just sort of calmed down. And I felt myself thinking, like, instead of going, oh, I'm thinking about this and this and this, I was like, oh, what do I want to think about?
I can remember sitting there thinking, oh, I feel empty. Like there's literally nothing. I can remember the moment I was sitting on the lounge and there was nothing. And it was just like, light bulb, this is what peace feels like. It was like a moment when I thought, oh my God, I'm thinking of nothing.
That's right. And it's just really something that you just can't almost think is possible.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that just feeling like I had control of my life, and that I was different to other people, but that wasn't a bad thing. Like everybody's different to each other.
Yeah. So that was after your original breakthrough. So how did things move forward in life after that?
Oh, so I was very scared of change, security, all of that sort of stuff. But once I had that big breakthrough myself, I realized that, life was there to be lived. I don't need to be worried. I get to go and experience life as it needs to be, follow things that make me happy. And so myself and my husband decided to quit our full-time jobs, leave the homes that we have known for so long, our only home that we bought, and we quit our jobs and traveled around Australia for 12 months, started up a YouTube channel, met people that we wouldn't have met, put ourselves in situations we wouldn't have put ourselves in, just had this freedom to go and live our lives for us. And now we're living on the other side of Australia in an area we knew. And I'm completely free to live how I want to live.
So that is a really big change, going from the fragile, if someone talks to me, I'll break, to creating a YouTube channel, to giving up all security and traveling around. How does it feel to think about where you were and what life is like for you now?
It's almost unbelievable. I feel like it's two different lives. Yeah. So the lady that was on the lounge crying at the camera before, I feel like she's gone. Like, my experiences, I haven't forgotten, and I care about people's journeys because I know how much they really do impact us. But also, it's so amazing to feel that you can keep the essence of you but break away from the things that really squash you down. And I feel like that part of her is separate now, and she's still there, and I am just living this life that I'm supposed to live.
Yeah. So what do you think would be happening now if you hadn't have been brave enough to reach out to Maz and say, hey, look, I need this, I need to get rid of my shit? How old were you when you did that, by the way?
oh, 27, 26, something like that, I think.
Yep.
And honestly, it really scares me to think where I would have been if I didn't reach out and do this, because I actually had a huge fear of the future because I was so worried about how I felt, and it was just going to get worse and worse. I'm like, what about when I'm 60 years old? What am I going to be like? I'm afraid, like I felt like a fragile little old lady that couldn't leave the house without feeling, or do anything by herself without feeling anxious and worried. So how in the world was I'm going to look, in the future? Let alone even doing anything else. All I saw was where I worked, where I lived, what I was doing then,
Yeah.
my life. So it would have been bad. I was basically at the stage where I was training up I was about to start training up a dog to be like a support animal, an assistance animal, because I was that bad.
Wow. Yeah. And to imagine all the experiences that you've had since then.
I know I've grown so much, and I've been able to like actually embrace life as it should be. I felt like I was just suffering through it, and now I'm living it.
Yeah. And now that you're in this clear place, it's hard to see other women who are where you were. You can sort of see it, can't you, in other women, and it breaks your heart because it's so easy to get to a different place.
It doesn't take long, but it is very confronting. Like, it's scary, and because it's not like anything else,
That's it.
it's unfamiliar, and that unfamiliar and worry when you're in that place can be the hardest thing. It's really looking inside and going, I need this for me, and feeling in your gut, this is it, this is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can attest to it was well worth pushing out of your comfort zone to take that step. Like 27, future, you had a lot of years left. If you had stayed in that place, you would have missed out on so much. Like what you've experienced in just the last couple of years has been worth Creatrix, let alone the next 40, 50 years that you still have to go, 60 maybe.
Exactly. And also like the people that I've helped just to realize something else is out there. Like as I speak and connect with people, after my breakthrough, I couldn't not help people that I could feel might have needed that. And there's been a few people since that I reached out to and spoke to just from my experience and shared my video, and they've gone through and they feel amazing. And I've been able to see the whole transformation, and talking to them now is like a whole new person, and they're so thankful. It's just so amazing to be able to see that in other people.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ripple that you create from helping yourself, but then from helping that one woman, and that's rippled out to her family and the next one and the next one, making a difference, setting hearts free. And that's really what we want to do. And I guess it's the point I'm trying to get across, that once you feel clear, you can't help but want to help others, because you know what it feels like to, I guess, be who you're always meant to be, to get rid of all of the shit.
Exactly. Everyone deserves to live that way.
Yeah, they do. And it's hard to watch them stay stuck where they are, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah. And I guess knowing I didn't realise that you had done the before and after, the editing for Maz. So you can attest to the fact that, probably, that there's no magic going on. They were real and true, and it was enough to inspire you to go and have your own.
Yeah, because I knew nothing about it at all. And she was just like, I just need some videos. I've got all these videos of women coming through just before and after, sort of just gave me the gist of it. And I was just like, what is happening in between these before and after videos? These are completely different people.
Yeah, mine, my YouTube clip that's out there, it's so, ugly. The before, it says, watch Maria lose 20 years off her face. That's basically the weight of the emotion, because it has a physical effect, doesn't it? Tell me about the physical aspect now, because pain was a big thing that was with you before.
Yeah, and I still do have pain every day. It is still there, but it is not ruling my life. It's taken a back seat, and I get to live my life. And it also has decreased a lot. It did take a lot of the pain away.
Yeah.
In the first few sessions that I had, and it doesn't control my life anymore.
So what would you say to somebody who was watching this, who was connecting to your story, but still unsure, still struggling to believe that there's a way that they could feel better?
Well, almost it is what we're talking about here is it almost is unbelievable. So you sort of go to that, it's too good to be true, or oh, it couldn't work for me. But if everything else that we sort of talk about, the change and the feeling before, if that grabs you, that's your thing. Like, you can't go through this and be told that this is something that will help you if it can't, because that's the whole process. That we don't sort of have that waste of time sort of thing where you've gone put all your hope and all of this trust in something, hoping it will help you, just to be let down. The over and over again. These people would tell me they could help me, and then I would feel even worse. That's not what this is. So you almost have nothing to lose and everything to gain by just going for it.
You have to want change, don't you? Like, I want this so bad, I want to get rid of this so bad, that I will do. And I know I went through, I don't know, a dozen different tools and processes because I wanted to feel better. So I tried everything that was out there, but I had to keep going because there was no other option other than to give up, and that'd be the end of me. I would have just been, and that was 9 years ago. I just had another birthday.
9 years.
Yeah, well, in April it'd be 9 years since I had my original breakthrough.
9 years. Wow.
Yeah. And life still happens and things still happen, but you can always go back and have another refresh and reset and learn what you need to learn to be able to cope with what life throws at you in a better way than just putting a lid on it, squashing it down and putting a lid on it, because that just sits and stores and festers, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah, and we know we have this here now to use, and it's effective, it's quick, it's fun, and that's all you need to just keep smashing through life.
Yeah. Oh, if we could just help the whole world. Anyway. Yeah. Anything else that you would like the women watching to know before we finish up? Stephanie, I'm so pleased that you've got on and had a chat. It's really good talking to women who are, younger, like in their 20s and in their 30s. I'm nearly 50. So it's a different stage of life, but it's still working. And to get it where you are, you have so much more life that you're going to enjoy now.
Yeah, that's right. I just feel like you owe it to yourself to just take your life into your hands, because you're only given your life. You don't know how long it's for. And if how you feel is not good and like you're suffering and you just don't feel like you and you can't live how you want to live, well, it's not really fair, and it's not fair on everybody else either. So it's really one decision, and you get to live how you want to live. So it's really just going, well, how important is your life?
Mm. You're the only one who can make the change, isn't it? You're the one who's got to make the decision. But in doing that, you affect everyone around you. You know, you're going to be better for your partner, for your kids, for family, for whoever is around you. They all benefit from you now smiling and having this free, beautiful spirit instead of that fragile or that angry. Mine was I was really angry, like the depression and the sadness and the loneliness. That had all led me to just being angry and resentful and envious and jealous. And so it was such a negative, terrible energy coming out of me.
Yeah. And how can we live a happier life with all that going on? And how can people be happy to be around us with all that going on?
Everyone I'd go, I'd push them all away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming, playing with the pen, for coming along and having a chat with me today. I hope that there'll be a lot of women who see this and realise that there is a better way to live, a better way to be, and to jump in and do it today instead of waiting a year or waiting 10 and missing out on so much life. So I appreciate it, and I'll say thank you for now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.